Hi, my name is Elsa, and I'm from Kosovo. This is my very first podcast, Small Town Stories. It's no This American Life, and I'm no Ira Glass. I'm a student about to graduate from American University in Bulgaria. I major in journalism and mass communication, and I created this podcast for my senior capstone project. For the past 4 years, I have lived in the small town of Blagoevgrad in southwestern Bulgaria. This town has become my second home. As I walk to class every day, I'd see these people: the homeless man on the street playing the accordion, the lovely lady who sells Banichka at a small bakery near campus, the old man who fixes things in his old workshop by the river, the woman who sells flowers in her tiny flower shop, and the crops guy with the nice hat who sells crop seeds on the side of the road. I didn't know any of these people, but I got so used to seeing them in their usual spot that I'd notice when they weren't there, and I'd miss them. It just wasn't the same. I'd smile at them every day, and they would smile back. And that was enough to make me feel welcomed and like I belong in a place where most people would see me as just a foreigner. And if there's anything I am going to remember when I leave this town, it's these people. I created this podcast to remember them. In this first episode, you'll meet Yuri. He is a homeless man who sits at the exact same spot every single day, playing his accordion. I call him the Accordion Guy. I am your guide, Elsa Kelmendi, and you're listening to Small Town Stories. This is the story of the Accordion Guy. Blagoevgrad is a small town in southwestern Bulgaria. In the center of it, there is a narrow street overshadowed by colorful umbrellas. Students here call it the Umbrella Street. At the end of it, there is an intersection. A small bridge over Bistrica River is on the right, and on it, there is a small kiosk that sells ice cream and a man with a cart selling hot corn. On the left side, there's Largo, the second largest shopping mall in Blagoevgrad. And in front of it, there's a small fountain near a cafe. Straight ahead, there is a bank and some restaurants. Between the bank and the mall, the Umbrella Street goes onto a narrow road surrounded by buildings on both sides. There's a small bakery, clothing stores, souvenir shops, and Underground, the most famous nightclub in town. There are trees and benches and people walking by, and if you listen closely, you can hear music. It gets louder and louder as you keep walking. There he is, the street musician, the accordion player. He's sitting at one of the wooden benches built around a small tree. Every time I pass by, I see him in the exact same spot. In front of him, there's a small brown box turned upside down, and on top of it, there are some coins, what seems to be a picture and a pack of cigarettes. He also has a small scale right beside his feet. Yuri's face is time-worn and wrinkled. His eyes are of a deep blue color like the ocean. They're filled with loneliness and despair, set inside bags of wrinkly rings. His wrinkled eyelids fall heavily over his eyes. He has a wide, round nose, and his lips are chipped from the cold. His crooked smile forms lines at the corners of his mouth, giving his face the character of someone who used to smile often. He has an angelic smile. Even though some of his teeth are missing. He smiles when he sees me, and there's a lot of joy in that crooked, toothless smile of his. It completely transforms his face, and the years just seem to fade away from it. His big blue eyes are barely open, and his teeth look like the keys on a piano. He seems such a happy person, despite the life he's living. The accordion player is bald with only little hair on the sides, behind his ears. Some of the times I've seen him, his hair is hidden underneath the bandana he wears over his head. He keeps it tied underneath his chin. The accordion guy is dark-skinned and has a white, sort of grayish beard, which looks oily and unkempt, as if he's never known the pleasure of a shower or a razor.
I'm not a very beautiful man, but I remember when I was young. I don't have pictures to show you, but I was young and beautiful. There was no other guy like me around here. I was a Bulgarian guy, blonde, very good looking.
He wears a baggy, old black coat, faded jeans, and worn-out winter boots of a navy green color. During winter, every time I see him, he's wearing a winter cap and has cut-finger black gloves on. His exposed fingers are crooked with pitch-black cuticles. Yuri's hands look swollen and painful, but it seems they don't stop him from playing the accordion.
Татко беше акордеонист и аз бях малък.
My father used to play the accordion when I was a kid. He played the accordion even before I was born, during communist times. I would steal his accordion and I learned how to play. I practiced a lot until I got into the rhythm of playing it.
Влезна в ритъм в някои неща на акордеона.
Yuri loves music. You can see it in the way he plays the accordion. And that is exactly why he plays. He tells me he's never wanted to become a professional accordion player. He plays because he wants to make the people of this town feel good when they hear his music.
Знаят ме като музикант и просто
People know me as a musician. I'm just trying to make everyone happy. If they are desperate, I lift up their spirits, so they can be happy, so they can be good.
на целия град.
I play for everyone in this city, from my soul and from my heart, as much as I can.
Какво можем
I play whatever I can to bring people joy.
Свириме, аз защото годинки акордеонист, но все такива развални акордеони купувам и не може да прихвана, разбираш. Яка се свира.
All these years, I just have really bad accordions, and I'm playing to make people happy, so they can give me a few coins to get some bread, to make my sister happy, to get her some bread, some food, some cigarettes.
Yuri is homeless, but he hasn't always been. He comes from a poor family of Roma people. He spent his childhood and teenage years living with his parents and two siblings. His father played the accordion on the streets like Yuri does now. And his mother worked at a tobacco factory in Blagoevgrad until it closed. His parents couldn't provide much for him and his brother and two sisters. Only a shelter over their heads and some food and water. When Yuri learned to play the accordion, he started performing at weddings to make some money. He was playing music with other musicians from the Roma community. His first wife left him after Yuri joined the Bulgarian army. She got engaged and then married another guy called Nuri. Time passed and Yuri got married again, this time to the woman who would later become the true love of his life. Yuri has fond memories of how he met his second wife.
Георгиев, да знаеш, много шести, свириха една сватба в Сметли.
It was St. George's Day, 6th of May, when I met my second wife, my other half. I was playing at a wedding in Simitli, and a gypsy girl from Simitli, she was looking at me the entire time.
Доближи до мене и аз обичам те. Аз не зная.
She approached me and told me, I love you. I did not know it at the time, but she was working with my mom in the tobacco factory. She was such a pretty woman, young.
Аз работих в Булгар под тия букуците, големите коли, товарачи на букуци.
And I was working too. I was working with the trash trucks, gathering trash. I was making good money, and I went back home early and went to bed. And my mom, she comes in with the gypsy girl.
Половинката, що ти ми е жена. Ама хубава.
Such a pretty girl she was. And she said,
Добър вечер, добър вечер. Аз като иде,
good evening. And I saw her. She was wearing a hat.
Хапнаме, пинаме, татко свирише на акордеон. Вино, ракия.
We had some dinner. We drank some wine. My dad played the accordion. We had wine. We had rakia. And my years just went by with this woman. She gave me kids, and then she passed away.
Yuri's wife's name was Ani, and they had 7 children together. She passed away in late 2017, and after she left him, his kids kinda did too.
Right now, I'm all by myself. My children abandoned me.
Before she passed, Annie asked Yuri to promise her he would not get married a 3rd time. Yuri loved his wife, and he doesn't want to break the promise he made her. But with her passing and his children abandoning him, he feels lonely and he just wants someone by his side.
Самотата убива човека. Самотата. Когато нямаш другарче, женичка.
Loneliness kills people. When you don't have someone by your side, when you don't have a wife or a husband to care for you, to kiss you. I want to get married again, to someone else. If a woman becomes my wife, I'll love her. I'll take care of her. I will play my music for her and will remember when we were young.
Yuri has 2 siblings, a brother who lives in Greece and a sister who lives here in Blagoevgrad. He sometimes spends the night at his sister's house, but there, shelter comes with one condition. Yuri has to make enough money to buy food, drinks, and cigarettes for his sister and her family.
Кога вада паричка, вземам хляб, ядене. Ядене, карам при сестрата.
When I have money, I buy bread, I buy some food, and I go to my sister's. She asks me, "Did you bring food, brother?" And I tell her, "Yes, I did." And then she says, "Come," and they take me in to stay for the night.
Когато няма прехрана да им дадам,
But when I don't have money, when I don't have food to bring them, I sleep and eat wherever I find.
Sometimes, if the weather is warm enough and the nights are not too cold, if Yuri makes enough money to buy food for his sister and her family, he simply chooses not to. Instead, he's trying to save up money to buy another accordion, so he can play better music for the people in Blagoevgrad.
обичам така музиката, любител съм към акордеона, но свира...
I love music. I love my accordion. I am playing with a broken instrument because I don't have the money to afford a better one. My accordion is really old.
The Accordion Guy has been playing on the same accordion for more than 30 years. His accordion is old, and Yuri says it doesn't have the same rhythm and melody it used to. He wants to get a new one. This was the story of Yuri Najdenov Dimov. On the next episode, you'll hear about Krasimira Stefanova. Everyone else knows her as Leila Krasi, but I call her the Banichka Lady. You can listen to this podcast on SoundCloud, YouTube, TuneIn, TUBG, Spotify, Podbean, or in the official Wix website. All the links are in the description. Small Town Stories was written and produced by me, assistant produced by Jason Murphy. Our supervising editor and producer is Laura Kelly, and music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. Thank you to Yuri, and voiceover actor Ilko Drenkov, and to my friends who helped me with the interviews and translation, Ivanela Arabadzhieva and Deya Argirova. Thank you to my cousin, Donat Gashi, for the website designs. And a huge thank you goes to the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication at American University in Bulgaria. I also want to thank my mother for her everlasting and invaluable support and for believing in me. Check out the next episode to hear about the Banichka Lady. Until then, take care of yourselves. And thank you for listening.